Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Monday, the 29th of August, 2016, week beginning and ending Friday, the 2nd of September as we head into Labor Day. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's the S&P. This is the E-mini S&P daily contract. This is the true way to look at the market. Holy flatness, Batman. We've been flat since about the second week of July. Basically stuck in, what is that, like a 40-point range? Ouch. Going nowhere and did not really pick up this last week after options expiration in August, so it's not the same as last year or typically most years. It's just very slow. Let's go through the major indices. We've got crude oil up 32 cents to 47.65 on Friday. Gold down 30 cents to 13.24.30. Not a big deal. S&P down $3.43. NDX up 8. Stocks up 4. New closing high on the stocks. And by the way, looking at that NDX again, remember we have that pink risk line in the sell signal. We've not broken it. So that's interesting. Biotech's up 22. But that's a rebound from the Thursday and Wednesday sell-off. The VIX up 2 cents to 13.65 on the rise a bit. Trend closes at 1.14. That brings the 10-day moving average up to 1.13, which is not a signal. Either way, Nasdaq volume still remains the problem. Look at these last 3 weeks. Obviously, the lightest 3 weeks combined of the year here, which is, we call it August, I guess. Advanced decline ratio, negative 155 on the Nasdaq. Advanced decline ratio, negative 575 on the New York. Google gains $1.92. Apple loses 63 cents. This is all just nothing, really. Amazon gaining 9.78 back to almost highs. Why not? Netflix up 26 cents. All right, let's look at the week in 10-minute candles on the ES. So you can see the end of last Friday. Monday, gap down. Monday was that really weird day, like some really quick, wide swings within a very narrow range, and closed even for the day. Tuesday, gapped up, and it was just a very slow drift back down to almost fill the gap. Wednesday, a flat opening, and then, actually, you know what's funny? I say flat. It was a very small gap down on Wednesday, and if you look carefully, we never filled that gap. And there's a reason for that. The reason I point that out. Let's keep going, though. So we went lower. We filled the gap from Monday into Tuesday on Wednesday, and then pushed down a little bit late in the day. Thursday, gap down, filled the gap, closed about even. Friday is the interesting thing. The little gap up, we were kind of wiggling. Then Janet Yellen made her speech. Volume was looking horrible until she spoke. There was an initial spike down for about 3 minutes and then came back up and reached up to fill the gap from Wednesday morning that we hadn't filled. Gaps fill. And then that was the high of the day, rolled over, had a lunch, even pushed down one more time in the afternoon, and then came back to close at the VWAP. Nasdaq side looks about the same. I'd say this is actually flatter for this index, what it is, than the S&P was. So it wasn't a very interesting week. Didn't expect it to be super interesting. We got a little bit done. Next week, probably about the same, given what we're seeing here, because we've got the economic data coming out. Because we got the Labor Day weekend next weekend. So I'm sure this is what this week will probably look like. Well, first let's go through the calendar, and then we'll talk about that. So Monday, personal income and spending, PC prices, an hour before the bell, not a big deal. Tuesday, the Case-Shiller 30-city housing price index, and then consumer confidence 30 minutes in, not a big deal. Oops. Wednesday, MBA mortgage index, ADP employment change. Chicago PMI is 15 minutes in, pending home sales is 30 minutes in, crude oil inventories is an hour in, not a big deal. Now keep in mind that makes Wednesday the last day of August, so statement printing day, you know how that goes. Tends to be fairly flat. They've already got the prices about where they want them without some kind of major news out there. So I don't see Wednesday being very interesting. September 1st is Thursday. Challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. Initial and continuing jobless claims. Revised productivity an hour before the bell. Construction spending 30 minutes in along with ISM index. Natty gas an hour in. Auto and truck sales at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Going into Friday, big one, non-farm payrolls along with the unemployment rate. And then also trade balance an hour before the bell. That's a lot of data for a Friday leading into a long weekend. Factory orders at 10 a.m. So there's plenty of data. Unfortunately, a lot of it's Friday. So let's just recall Mondays, I was a little bit lighter. Not a real reason for this one to be any earth-shattering movement. Tuesday is probably your chance for the better straightforward trading of the week because we haven't wrapped up August yet. Wednesday is the statement closing date, so that's probably not going to be very interesting unless something wild happens out there. Thursday, first day. Now here's the question: do they come back to start the new month, do they actually come back for trading Thursday when you know the big guys want to be gone Friday and extend their long weekend? I'm guessing no. There's some data, but I'm guessing no. We'll see what happens. Maybe Thursday has a chance. So Tuesday, maybe Thursday, if they come back, will be the better trading days of the week. Friday, forget it. It's a Friday in the summer leading into Labor Day, a very popular travel weekend. Nobody's going to be around. Even though we have all that data early, if there's any earth-shattering news in that data, maybe they'll cause some excitement early. But the big boys will not be around to trade it. But we will, at least to have a look. I'll be here every morning. Rich is on vacation this week. Mark and I will be doing what we can. And then next week, obviously, Monday holiday and the markets are closed. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Then again, I'd save that until after Labor Day at this point. Have a great trading week.